Good morning, guys, and what's going on? So Adam here. I wanted to do a quick video for you guys on metabolic adaptation. What is metabolic adaptation? What is metabolic priming? And how I use metabolic priming with my clients to get absolutely disgusting results. So I'm gonna stick around towards the end and I'm gonna explain exactly how I use metabolic priming with my clients to get absolutely disgusting results, undeniable results. If you have not watched my channel and you're new to this channel, go ahead and watch the pinned video in my profile titled How I Use Data Metrics to Lose 50 Pounds of Body Fat. That is going to explain a lot about who I am, what my program is capable of, and what my program is capable of giving its clients. So if you have not watched that, go ahead and watch that video. But if you're new to the channel, what's going on? My name is Adam. I'm an online fitness coach, online fitness personnel. I do a lot of online fitness stuff. The gym is basically my life, right? So I wanted to do a quick video to guys, just give you guys some free information on how I really implement metabolic priming in my clients' programs to get insane results. And if, like I said, if you are new to this channel, my name is Adam. I use metabolic priming and scientific data metrics to get my clients absolutely insane freaking results, right? So anyways, let's kind of get right into the video. So to understand what metabolic priming is in general, you got to understand what metabolic adaptation is, right? So metabolic adaptation is the body's ability to adapt to a certain amount of nutrition that you put into it over time. Scientific definition on like Google would be, basically your metabolism adapting over time, adapt your metabolism and your body adapting over time to nutrition that you put into it. So what is metabolic adaptation? So when you get into metabolic adaptation, you kind of understand the literature on it. You start to understand that the body is a lot smarter than people think it is, right? So if you start to undereat to the point where your body's not getting a certain amount of nutrition, or you're doing an insane amount of cardio, or you are eating very low amounts of food, your body and therefore will begin to adapt to what you're putting into it, right? So the biggest fad diet that I see in the industry today is when people cut calories, cut about 1,000 calories. You've probably heard of somebody who's done this, and they lose 20 pounds in a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever. They think they found the cure to fat loss, right? And as soon as they eat a little bit more food, you just gain it right back, right? So that is the clear example of what metabolic adaptation is. If you cut calories super fast, if one, you basically surprise the body with a very low amount of food and nutrition intake, your body will begin to adapt very quickly, right? And start to lower its metabolism to the point where, you're not getting as much nutrition in, the body's starting to starve, and so it's starting to lower its metabolism in anticipation of you actually starving, right? So let's talk about like the human body and what happens when the human body starves. So let's take a human in the desert, for example. So let's say the ex-human is in the desert, has no food, has no water, it's starving, and the last thing to burn as actual energy cells in the human body is actually fat cells, right? So if you are to the point where you're starving, your body will start to put back fat cells in anticipation of you actually starving, right? Because point being is that energy cells, the last thing to burn as energy cells is fat cells, right? So, a lot of my clients that come to me, or let's say that you're in the position where you've been doing a lot of cardio for a long time. You've been eating little to no calories, and no matter how low amounts of calories you eat, you cannot seem to lose any more weight. You're just kind of stuck. And maybe you go out to eat with some friends, and the next day you step on the scale, you're instantly up 5 pounds. I've definitely been there before I learned all of this, and before I learned what metabolic priming was. I was the exact same way, all right? So, if you're at to the point where your body's not getting the correct nutrition it needs, your body will adapt over time and go through what's called, in a sense, you've probably heard it before, diet fatigue. And once your body goes into diet fatigue, you need to, one, reverse diet out, give your body the nutrition it needs to supplement metabolism, improve your metabolism, and that's where metabolic priming comes into play, right? So what is metabolic priming in general? So if you look it up on Google, metabolic priming is raising one's calories without raising body fat, right? Or in a sense, in my own words, it's priming the body for a higher metabolism, priming the metabolism or manipulating the metabolism, right? So metabolic priming in general is used to create more space for an actual fat loss phase. So metabolic priming is basically us fixing the metabolism, fixing your metabolism so that your metabolism is firing quicker, and so that your metabolism is increasing over time, right? So metabolic priming in general is a very great tactic to use because it is very predictable, right? It's very predictable. And having metabolic priming in your plan can give you predictable results. And this is exactly why all of my clients are getting disgusting results, because I am using metabolic priming. I'm increasing their body's production of metabolism, T3, T4, thyroid, and giving them a metabolism boost, right? So, how I use metabolic priming with my clients, and basically I'm gonna give you the full breakdown of exactly how I use metabolic priming with my clients to set them up for fat loss phase, how they are eating more calories and losing weight, and how they are doing no cardio and still losing weight, right? So the thing you gotta understand about the body is, if you are at the point where you've been doing an extended amount of cardio for an extended amount of time, you've been doing a bunch of cardio, your body's over time going to induce inflammation, right? Inflammation in your body, and it could show up in the form of actual body weight, right? And so how I use metabolic priming to our advantage is the guys who have been doing an extended amount of cardio for a very long time, or have been eating very low calories for a very long time, or maybe don't have any structure at all and they're just kind of getting started. They don't even know what to eat or how to lose the fat in general, right? So what I do is I use metabolic priming to our advantage. So when an ex-client comes to me, I will do a caloric intake maintenance assessment week, right? Which means that I will assess how many calories this client is taking in on a weekly basis. I then divide that by 7 and I get your average caloric intake per day, right? So now that I have your average caloric intake per day, I give my clients a protein goal based upon their body weight, age, weight, occupation as opposed to job, what they do for a living, and the output that they're putting in per day. They do have a very manual job. And then I do the exact same thing with the fat intake, right? So the typical range of protein is 1.2 to 1.4 times the body weight. Typical range of fat is 0.4 times body weight. And once I have those two, I therefore backfill the rest with carbohydrates to meet what they are already eating per day, right? So now these clients, we assess what they've been eating. If they've been eating a little bit, too much, then we start them a little bit lower. If they've been eating a low amount of calories for an extended amount of time, then we just start them exactly where they're at and give them what's called the caloric structure swap, which means you're eating the exact same amount of calories, but now you're getting more structure around those calories, right? Which would therefore in turn always give you a good body recomposition right off the bat, right? Because people want results fast. People want to see results fast. Results get them motivated, and results keep the ball rolling. So I try to give all my clients a very quick body recomposition right off the bat, so they see progress very fast, start to feel very motivated very fast, and we just get the ball rolling really quickly. And so now that we give them a good body recomposition by giving a caloric structure swap at or equal to their calories, or slightly below what they've been eating, depending on their actual caloric intake per week and per day, I therefore start to raise their calories slowly in the metabolic priming process. So keep in mind, when my clients come to me, I have them drop all cardio and stick to just 10K steps per day, all right? So 10K steps a day is very good for digestion. It burns about 300 to 400 calories, and it's classified as what's called low intensity cardio, right? So we drop all cardio to reduce inflammation in the body, keep you doing 10K steps to keep your body flowing, keep your blood moving, and also help with digestion and burning a little bit of calories in what's called low intensity cardio. And then we start using calories to prime the metabolism, right? And this is a process what I call my clients. We start to arm the tool belt a little bit, and arming the tool belt, which means like arming the tool belt for a fat loss phase, right? Which I'll get to in a second. So now we're slowly raising the calories doing no cardio. So raising the calories are one, stimulate a little bit of metabolic growth, a little bit of metabolism growth, if you would say. So one, you're increasing your metabolism slowly by eating more calories, and you're doing no cardio. So keep in mind the definition of metabolic priming is keeping the body fat as low as possible, not gaining any body fat, but increasing calories, right? So basically priming your metabolism, priming your body for a structured fat loss phase. So, you know, if like you're in this position where you've been eating very, very low amounts of calories, been doing an extreme amount of cardio, or haven't been tracking your calories literally at all, you know, having the structure will help with that a bunch. If you have not been tracking your calories at all, the structure will help a bunch. But, you know, we start to stimulate a little bit more of metabolic growth, right? Which means giving you a small amount of calories, keeping the body fat as low as possible. And a lot of the people who have been in a caloric deficit for a severe amount of time almost look what's called like skinny fat, right? So let's talk about what skinny fat is for a second and why people like look skinny fat, right? So when you are skinny fat, it's simply just the inadequate ratio of body fat to muscle mass, which means that you don't have enough muscle mass to actually push against that skin, make that skin look tight, and you have more body fat because of that. So if you've been eating for a low amount of calories for a very long amount of time, one, you will start to lose muscle mass. There's start to be a little bit more space in between that muscle barrier and that skin, which would appear to be, you know, more body fat, which typically is just, you know, water weight that, you know, you need to simply eat a little bit more to stimulate, to get rid of. So with that being said, is that when you know that, you know, what skinny fat is, which is the ratio to body fat to muscle mass ratio, you therefore know that you simply need to gain more muscle mass without gaining body fat to actually look leaner and to actually appear leaner, right? So with the metabolic priming process, that's exactly what we do, right? We work on building muscle mass, building structure, keeping the body fat as low as possible, and raising the calories over time, doing no cardio, right? So now we're arming our tool belt, right? So ex-client comes to me eating 2,000 calories a day, stuck in a weight loss plateau, has doing a bunch of cardio over the course of time, has been eating a little amount of calories, and has been stuck in a weight loss plateau and looks skinny fat. So first thing we do is we cut cardio, and we start them off at 2,000 calories with a structured caloric amount based around protein, carbs, and fats that is going to be equal to what he's already been eating per day, right? And so we didn't therefore take that 2,000 and we slowly start to raise the carbohydrates, stimulating metabolic growth, stimulating the metabolism a little bit more, and giving them a boost in metabolism, right? So 2,000 goes to 2,100, 2,100 goes to 2,000. So keep in mind, we're keeping the body fat as low as possible. We're not gaining any body fat. And the whole goal with the metabolic priming process is to keep your body weight at or below where you're already at, right? So now we're increasing the calories, we're keeping your body fat at a minimum, and we're keeping your weight exactly the same. So over the course of time, we work your calories up from 2,000 to, 3,200, 3,000 without gaining any body fat, without gaining any actual weight. And now our body has adapted to 3,300 calories, no cardio. And now once your body has adapted into that amount of calories and no amount of cardio, then we can go into a structured fat loss phase, which means that we can lower the calories, we can raise the cardio, and we have a lot more calories and a lot less cardio to work with as our tools to get even more lean, right? as opposed to starting at 2000, going to 1900, 1800. And at that point, you're just starving. You're not getting enough nutrition at all. And you're just detrimental to your actual health, right? And so using metabolic priming, I'm able to create space, build muscle mass. In a lot of cases, a lot of people will lose weight in the metabolic priming process by simply increasing their metabolism, right? Fixing their metabolism. And so now that their metabolism is firing, their body wants to lose more weight, right? The body starts to shred more weight off because they're eating more, stimulating the metabolism, and they are consecutively losing more weight because the metabolism is increasing, right? So that is exactly how, some of my clients are eating almost 1,000 calories more per day, and they're down 20 to 30 pounds because I use metabolic priming for that exact reason. And some of these clients haven't even gotten to a structured fat loss phase, right? Some of these clients are still in the metabolic priming process, down 20 to 30 pounds, and not even into a structured fat loss phase. So now, like these clients that have lost 20 to 30 pounds eating more food, now we have so much calories to work with, no cardio, and so they're due for another 20, 30 pounds. And that's how I'm seeing my clients lose 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds over the course of months because I use metabolic priming to our advantage and to get absolutely disgusting results with my clients, right? So anyways, that's kind of how metabolic adaptation works, what is metabolic priming, and how I use metabolic priming with my clients to get absolutely disgusting results, right? So if you need help, want to help implementing this process, and you are serious about this, I work with guys that are dedicated, motivated individuals that actually want to see a change, that can actually follow a plan, because this process is proven to work, right? And so I don't work with people who are half in, half out. I work with dedicated and motivated individuals. So if that sounds like you, there's going to be a link in the bio down below with my application to my coaching. Go ahead and fill that out. And if you are lurking in the shadows and you simply just need more information, go ahead and go to my Instagram, follow my Instagram, watch a bunch of the videos I have on there. It's going to give you all the information you need about who I am, what my program is capable, and what my program is capable of giving its clients. So anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. Y'all have a great day. I'm just about done with my walk. But that's in general what metabolic priming, metabolic adaptation, and how I use metabolic priming to get insane results from my clients.